in third place. So really, Noyce needs to improve on that now. Let's go back live to Dave Nicol and first of all, Chris Carter.
The riders line up on the grid for the start of this second leg of the British 500cc Motocross Grand Prix, and that is Hakan Karlqvist, the man who won the opening leg. He's had time for a quick nap in his motorhome between the two races, and should think after the energy and exertion of that first race, he'll have deserved it. As you can see, the 40-strong riders coming onto the grid, the metal gate in front of them. They're lining up in the order that they qualified in. Hakan Karlqvist, the man who won the second leg. That is Andre Malherbe, the man that now pushed into second place in the World Championship table. Finished third in the first leg a little early this afternoon on the factory Honda from Belgium. Malherbe now trailing by 2 points to Karlqvist in the World Championship table. The 40 riders then coming onto the grid. There's a scene of the paddock. Really is a tremendous spectacle here today. Wonderful colour, excitement, tension and glamour. Motocross racing is on a par really with road racing Grand Prix. A lot of tremendously expensive motorcycles in action and expensive vehicles. And that is the man that thousands of British fans here at Farleigh Castle hope can pull off something a little better in the second leg. But Graham Noyce, who had 2 falls in that first race, finally finished in 7th place. Graham Noyce somewhat displeased with himself. He's lying third in the World Championship table. Lost a little more ground on the 2 men out in front of him. The riders then almost in position. 40 riders, as we say, and the people with the advantage in the furthest right of the starting gate. They faced with a 200-yard sprint to a 180-degree turn, and that is the most difficult spot on a circuit that is perhaps one of the most difficult in Europe. With me, Dave Nicol, former BSA Grand Prix rider, former British team manager for both the 500 and 250cc teams. Dave, are conditions good for the second leg?
Yes, I think they're very good. They've water between races, there's plenty of traction, and I think conditions are good. The start procedure here is a 30-second board and then a 5-second board. On the 5-second board, the usual thing for a rider to do is to put it into second gear, feed the clutch carefully on maximum throttle. The danger is the bike lifting. If the bike doesn't lift, then they're away. And as we saw in the first start, we had no problems on the first turn, but it can be a difficult corner.
Well, the first turn, as they say, one of the most difficult to go, and of course the last thing any of these men want to do is to be brought down on that first turn. 40 minutes plus 2 laps ahead of them, but anyone who does make a big mistake at any stage in the race can really count themselves out of the hunt. We saw Graham Noyce take those 2 tumbles, and really he was never back in the hunt. A reminder of the result of that first leg: Hakan Karlqvist the winner, Harry Everts is second. The 30 seconds board is up. The revs rise, the riders pull in the clutch, they're going up onto that metal gate. Harry Everts is second, Andre Malherbe was third, Lawrence Spence, and the gate goes down and away they go. And Hakan Karlqvist on the far side once again heads into the lead, and you can see people in trouble fighting and pushing their way through. And it's number 9, the man who leads. Number 9, that's Jean-Jacques Bruno. And Hakan Karlqvist is in second place. And Karlqvist can't find a way past Bruno. So it's Jean-Jacques Bruno from France riding. Number 9 leads Hakan Karlqvist. Number 8, so the Frenchman Bruno, who finished well down. In fact, nowhere in the points in that first race, comes charging through. And Karlqvist quite happy for the moment to stay in second spot. And that looked a little bit like Harry Everts. Number 12, who finished second in the first race in the yellow jersey, looked as though he was third then. Everybody charging over these deep, rutted bumps. This is a very, very tough circuit.
They're coming down the steps now, bunching on the first lap. This is a particularly difficult spot. It's easy to stall the motor in the bottom. There's a rut, bottom gear, clutch in, keep the motor running. They all seem to be going through safely.
Wait now for the leaders to emerge from the trees. It's still Bruno. Carlquist is in second place. Harry Everts is third. And that looked like Andre Vromans. Then 14 comes along, and that's Ivan van der Broek. But it's still Jean-Jacques Bruno, the Frenchman, on the Suzuki, who leads Carlquist on this first lap of a 40 minutes plus 2-lap race. Well, will Carlquist want to be happy with second place for a while, or will he want to pull clear, David?
I think he'll come through as soon as possible, so he's got a clear track to see his lines. Bruno's the best Frenchman to be about for years, but I don't think he'll last there long.
It's Bruno, still leading by just a couple of machines' length from the Swede Håkan Carlquist. Still Bruno, still Carlquist. That's Harry Everts. That's Andre Vromans. And you can see the charge down that downhill straight. Over the top of the hill they fly. Then they're downhill, a sweeping left-hand bend. And then zigzagging their way down towards the grandstands. Still Bruno in the lead, still Carlquist in second place. Harry Everts, number 12, is in third spot. Andre Vromans is fourth. Then Ivan van der Broek. And then it's number 5, Andre Malherbe, behind him. Leading is Bruno, then Carlquist is second. That's Carlquist chasing the race leader, Jean-Jacques Bruno from France. Vromans trying to find a way past Everts. Everts is third, and Vromans does go through. In the picture, though, you can see those two yellow jerseys of Vromans, and Vromans has got through. Andre Vromans is through to third place. Harry Everts is now fourth. Then it's Ivan van der Broek. Then it's Andre Malherbe. And there was Lawrence Spence, the Ulster hero of the first race. He's beginning to pull it through now. Carlquist ties up, almost dies on the inside. Here comes the two Belgians. It's Vromans and Everts. And Carlquist is through.
Vromans is right up there this time. It could make an interesting race, because in the first race he came from 29th position to 6th, so he's obviously on a good pace.
Carlquist the leader. Jean-Jacques Bruno relegated now to second place. And Graham Noyce, the pride of the British fans, down in 11th spot on the lap chart. And David Thorpe, the youngster on the other Honda, is in 12th position. It's Carlquist from Bruno, then Vromans, then Everts, then Ivan van den Broek. And Malherbe, the man who desperately needs to get close to Carlquist if he's going to stay ahead in this World Championship point, still in trouble. Vromans there. There's Harry Everts in fourth place. The two yellow jerseys riders chasing the men in front of them, and the men in front of them are Håkan